First on the Hub, the former chief executive of the British global bank Barclays has admitted that just 14 traders destroyed the institution's reputation. Their activities forced the resignation of him and the bank's chairman, plus his chief operating officer. Well, Bob Diamond faced members of Parliament in London. The Treasury Committee there wanted facts and clarity on how Barclays traders fixed the interbank lending rate unlawfully. Well, Mr. Diamond frequently apologised for behaviour which he variously described as bad, reprehensible and abhorrent. This meant, he said, the reputation of 140,000 Barclays employees was badly damaged. Let's go live on the Hub to central London to Chris Roebuck, visiting professor at the Cass Business School, who's worked in a number of international banks. Thanks for joining me. What about this fact that 14 traders up to a supervisor level were responsible for what Barclays is now in? Do you believe that that could be the situation in many other banks?
Absolutely. If you look at the number of banks that are being investigated, we've got the figure up to 20 across the world. And in those institutions, it's only a very, very small group of people that actually are involved in this process. And that's the great tragedy of what's being said in the British Parliament by many politicians, that there is a bad culture in banking. I thoroughly disagree that actually there are thousands and thousands of people working in banks in UK and across the world who are doing so with utter integrity. The problem with the banking system is it just needs a very small group of people to go over the line to cause problems. And the evidence is quite clearly there that this was happening consistently for a number of years. And actually, Barclays was merely responding to other people doing the same thing. And it just shows the whole industry globally was out of hand.
Well, let me pick up, therefore, on what we heard Bob Diamond say to Parliament, particularly that this was well known. It was being reported, even known by the regulatory authorities a few years ago.
Well, that was one of the very interesting points that did come out. And certainly, you know, there was a contrite chief executive there who was genuinely upset about having to leave Barclays because he'd built the bank up. But that was the killer point, that actually there was evidence from Bloomberg and evidence from other studies that showed that something funny was going on with the LIBOR rates across the world. And that, as he said, Barclays were concerned because their people, when they submitted their figures, and let's be clear about what this is, 14 banks put their figures in, they chop out the highest four, they chop out the lowest four, and then the ones in the middle are averaged. And Barclays kept saying that their figures kept being higher than the people they knew were having financial problems who should have been actually higher than them. So there were obviously other people at it. And it calls into question the fact that there must have been across all of these banks a group of people at senior middle management level who were just making things up as they went along to suit their own bank's purposes.
Chris Roebuck, visiting professor at Cass Business School. Chris, thanks for joining me here on the Hub.